Hello, everyone. I'm Sally Knopp, and this is my vibrational reading for Prince Harry and the Dominatrix. Oh, Harry, what have you done? So, about 12 years ago, Harry was in Las Vegas. What goes on in Las Vegas is supposed to stay in Las Vegas, but apparently the story is this, and it's the headlines heading today. Today's March 6th, 2024. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I did a vibrational reading on this. It is a woman, a dominatrix, is threatened to share nude photos of Prince Harry on OnlyFans from their infamous Las Vegas party. She says, quote, I have some nice pictures of him in the buff, says Carrie, calls herself Royale, told The Sun on Tuesday. Harry, what were you thinking? So, all right. So, with the questions coming in and the text messages, I thought what I would do is just go ahead and give a vibrational reading on it. I can hit more of you that way. So, I feel like it's one of those things. He was doing drugs. He admits that he was doing drugs. He did a lot of stupid things when he was doing drugs. And I feel for the guy. I do. I mean, I'm not a fan of how he's treated his family because to me, family is everything. And a bit of this is almost like what you put out, you get back. And Harry, over the past few years since he's been with Meghan, he's gone from being a little train wreck to being a ginormous train wreck, to the point where his own family wants to distance themselves from him. And it's really tragic because I don't feel it had to been. But Harry's been angry since his mother's, well, probably from his mother's divorce, but really from his mother's death. And I don't believe, maybe they thought they were giving him the right support. However, I don't feel he feels he received the right support. It, we could go into blaming other people and other situations for one's behavior, but at some point you have to ask yourself, do I want to live as a victim? Or do I want to say, yes, I've done some stupid things and I take control of me now? Which is where he really should be as an adult. But again, he lived in a cocoon. He lived in an environment where, all his life, when he did something stupid, there was the palace behind him to sort of fix everything and, smooth over the ruffled feathers and whatnot. Well, since he stepped down away from the royal family, he doesn't have that level of protection anymore. And further to the point, by going out with his book, Spare, and then and saying some of the stuff he said, whether there's truth in it or not, this is still his family. And even though Meghan Markle wants to, throw her family under the bus, she managed, in my humble opinion, and this is my humble opinion, do your own due diligence, make your own conclusions. This is my vibrational reading, how I see it energetically from my energy reads, is that she sort of got him to drive a wedge between he and his family. So I do believe, even though there was a lot of kerfuffling going on between he and dad and he and brother, that was still normal within the family dynamics, especially as broken as that family is. I mean, we see them in their gilded cage, but it's not a happy one. And so, you've got this whole mess with their mother. And then from Harry's point of view, he sees Camilla as the dark soul that, killed his mother from his perspective. And if it hadn't been for her, his mom and dad might have had a chance. I think that's how he sees it. And if it hadn't been for her, then they wouldn't have been divorced and mother could have been more protected. Again, it all goes back to Camilla and his resentment of her. And so he acted out like most kids do. But where most kids have family members that don't have the means to, pay people off and make them go away and smooth this and smooth that, and the rest of us are out there kind of having to eat our crow earlier on, this is a situation where Harry is now faced with dealing with the stuff he put out. And guess what? He doesn't have the palace behind him to smooth all this over and make it go away. And I don't feel like King Charles is going to do that for him. King Charles has his own problems. He, I feel, is feeling quite overwhelmed. I don't feel his body is responding the way he wants or desires, obviously. He's fighting cancer. He's got the breaking apart of losing his son coming to America. I don't know that he's ever seen or has had much interaction with his grandchildren from Harry. For whatever reason, that could be another video in of itself. There's just a lot of dynamics, and I feel truly that Queen Elizabeth said, if you go, you go. You don't live half in and half out. Well, I believe Harry always felt he could live half in and half out. I'm going to go pursue my adventures, still get protection from the royal family, and I'm still His Royal Highness, the HRH, which I think has been taken from him. And I'm still going to be able to go out and make money and cash in on my name. And, I've got this beautiful actress woman who, in my eyes is so popular, which most people don't like her, because he doesn't see things the way normal people do, because he's been so protected in this gilded cage and somebody always taking care of his problems for him. Well, guess what? Now Harry has made the decision not only to leave the royal family, but he also stated on video he is considered citizenship of the United States. Well, if you put that in perspective and you're King Charles, think about King Charles, first of all, is still a human being. He still has feelings and he still loves his son. But as a parent myself, if my child did that to me, I would feel huge betrayal. And betrayal, that wedge was not there before Meghan Markle. Yes, they had their problems. Yes, there was I've got to do all I can to save Harry. There was that. But there was never the betrayal of Harry saying, my family is this, that, and the other, and it puts it out there in the public realm. And oh, by the way, buy a book from me, and then just completely separates from his family, which is the same playbook that Meghan has when dealing with her own family. Wouldn't even talk to her father. I don't think that Dave Thomas Markle has even seen his grandchildren from Meghan. Think about this is just a train wreck, and it's sad. It's so sad because it doesn't have to be, but again, everybody makes choices. Everybody makes choices. And now we have this Las Vegas dominatrix named Carrie Royale threatening to expose him, literally. And she's got these nude photos. Now, I feel like it is a threat. I feel like she would go through with the threat. I feel Harry is really squealing, oh my God, now what? If he feels to me so completely defeated, he feels overwhelmed. Nobody likes me. Nothing's working out. I feel completely defeated. I think the reality is setting in that dad isn't going to fix this for me. I'm losing my dad to cancer. My brother and I are not talking. I don't think he's even close to Meghan at this point. I feel like he knows that's fallen apart. And I feel like he's heading for this mental breakdown. I feel for him. I do. I feel bad for him because it's almost like you start out of the gate with the wrong foot and you remain out of step, and it gets worse as time goes on. And so I feel like he regrets leaving the firm. What did I do? What was I thinking? I think now he's beginning to deflect that onto Meghan. Again, with Harry, it always seems like it's somebody else's fault that I'm in this situation. I didn't get here on my own. It was my circumstances that created the mess I'm currently in. In reality, it was his decisions. And so as an energy healer and in working with people who are in similar situations, this is where, we have to look at removing our own trapped emotional energies and baggage to start helping you right the ship. But then we need to start changing the narrative in our heads so we can get our power back, where we can control our lives and that we control how we move through life. And if he could do that, he would be much happier. But, he's too far into poor, pitiful me. The royal family's not going to help me. Nobody likes me. That's the energy read I get with him. And it is so heavy. He feels so completely defeated in every aspect of his life. My career's not going well. It's not going as I expected. My marriage is turning into blah, it's just feeling very heavy. I regret leaving, my environment. And he should, because you know what? He was not trained. He did not grow up where he could, get out there on his own, because he had a management system always in place to help him. Now that's like saying, like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but in one stance, I'm saying he needs to take ownership of his problems. But at the same time, when you don't have any point of reference, how do you do that? So he does need help. He needs help. And I pray he gets help from somebody who can help him grow, um, and go from an 8-year-old child into an adult man who is supposed to be self-reliant. And those are the skills he doesn't possess. So I think he'll probably hire an attorney. I feel like they probably will settle that this Carrie Royale will get money from this. But here's the weird thing. This happened over 12 years ago, 12 in that area there. And I'm thinking, why is this coming out all of a sudden? I mean, have any of you thought that? Please leave a comment below. I would love to know. I mean, why does this surface now? It's 12 years. Why now? All right, so here it goes, trigger warning. Here's my vibrational read on that. I hate to say it, but I feel that there is a relationship between this Carrie Royale and Meghan. And when it kept coming back to me, I'm like, that can't be. Why would she want to drain money from Harry to pay off this woman when that would take from her? But you see, that's because I would not do that to somebody, but somebody like Meghan, who probably knows and can read the tea leaves that this marriage is not going to last much longer. And so I feel that she has, energetically speaking, vibrational read only, that Meghan and this Carrie have this secret connection, that they're going to drain money and that they will split it. And then that will be money that she will keep off to the side, because she's all about Meghan. Because I feel like initially with Meghan, she thought, oh yeah, King Charles will pay. He'll pay anything to keep. This was her, I think, her way of getting money siphoned out of Harry through another means that doesn't look like it's coming from her. Oh, look at me, I'm so innocent. She's not as innocent. She's we must send her love. We have to send everybody love, because even though it feels sort of counterintuitive to send somebody who is so not nice to another individual, retribution only feeds that nastiness. So if we want to break the nastiness and the dark energies on this planet, the best way to do that is send people like Meghan Markle, to send Harry love and kindness, because love and kindness is the highest frequency. Shame is the lowest frequency. And when you can, through attention and intention, project out love to these people, it will break down those negative energies. And then maybe that they will also begin to feel peaceful, and maybe their energy will begin to level up. And then maybe as they become up, they can help other people in similar situations they are currently in and help raise them up. So again, when we send love out to certain people, believe it or not, the piece of the universe heals itself. So part of the reason why I do these vibrational readings is to let people know that we can help people through our thoughts and our prayers by sending love. Don't be somebody that goes out there and say, well, he gets what he deserves. Well, he probably does. They say it's like karma, but remember, karma is putting out and receiving back. What you put out, you get back. It's not a judgment from your higher being. It is what you are putting out, you are receiving back. And this is a good lesson here. Harry did the big naughty. He turned on his family. Now when he needs his family's not there for him. So it's a hard lesson. But hopefully he can receive the love that you all send to him. And it can break down that negative energy hold on him, lift him up enough to where he can do some good for other people suffering as he does, and also help his own family heal. I just can't see Princess Diana wanting this situation for her children. So, if nothing else for her, send her son some love and hopefully some protection and divine intervention because he needs it. The poor kid needs it. All right, that's it for now. I hope that you like this. Please give it a thumbs up. If you did, share with like-minded videos. If you don't like it, please scroll on and we'll just let it be at that. All right, take care. If you want an energy read or healing energy done, we do Reiki on steroids. Please reach out to sallyknopp.com. Take care.